Please welcome to the social the stars of Bridgerton Season 4, Yerin and Luke Thompson.
Well, listen, when it comes to television and movies this year, we've already seen a lot of yearning happening on our screens. And famously, Bridgerton, we know, is no exception, perhaps kicked it all off. So, Luke, I'm going to start with you. Why do you think we are all still so riled up for stories about longing and lust right now?
Yeah, I think because that whole area now is very controlled now and anxious in our actual modern day lives with like phones and apps and dating and all of that. And I think it calls back to a time when it was maybe a bit simpler and you had the time to like yearn. Like yearning takes time. You can't just sort of, you know, you're not going to yearn if you just switch to the next person.
Good boy.
So, yeah, I'd say I think it's people, you know, thirst for it a bit, I think. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, so this season is kind of like Cinderella with a twist because your character, Sophie, plays a very resourceful maid. And of course, you, Mr. Aristocratic Bridgerton. And for the first time in the series, we are seeing the characters deal with class politics. So I'm curious, what did you learn from your characters with their dealing with love and class politics?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think what's interesting is that we all crave that feeling of love, but actually what I think love is an action. It's how do you work for it, how do you fight for it? And despite there being societal and class disparity between the two, I do think love between two people takes work. And yeah, you have to fight for it and you have to really, love takes a bit of fight.
Well, and also a bit of fantasy and a bit of reality.
Yeah.
You know, it takes both. We're all very much like one or the other, but actually, like, this season with the whole downstairs, like, brings the element of reality as well.
Grounds it, yeah, because love isn't just a fantasy feeling, and I think that's why people love the Cinderella story, is that fantasy aspect of it, but then our show takes it to that grounded, realistic aspect of what it means to actually be in love with someone.
Well, even though I know some people in the audience have already binged all the shows,
Amazing.
we want to tell the viewers that there is a new side to Benedict Bridgerton that we're seeing, because we know that he's a bit of a bohemian, and he resists a lot of the social norms of Mayfair, and so there's a new side to him. You're kind of playing it a little different. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Yeah,
well, I mean, he's a character that's got a very, I always say, like, customer-facing side. He's got, you know, he's developed a really easy way to deal with the world without giving too much of himself, I think, for the last few seasons. So you place him at the centre, that's kind of tricky for him, because if you give everyone something, how can you give one person everything? I.e., how can you know, fall for someone? So, yeah, I mean, he has seemed for the last few seasons to be, you know, obviously a free spirit and all of those things, and those remain true. But I think there's a sell-by date to freedom. You know, like there comes a point where you can't just keep exploring. You need to sort of root down and sort of stare life in the face a little bit as well. So, you know, it's that. I think he's a little bit stuck, I think, when we first find him in episode 1, and then he meets Sophie, and that unlocks all of that.
Oh, it unlocks it all right. We've been watching.
He unlocks it by a lake.
He unlocks it everywhere, girls. Anyways, Yerin, something wonderful happened on the show, on the series this season, because in the book, your character's last name is Beckett, but for the series, they changed the last name to a Korean name to honor your heritage. And I'm just wondering how that makes you feel, especially on a big hit show like Bridgerton.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, you know, it is a little difference, or some people might see it as like a little change, and they did it with Kate's character as well. But it is just an acknowledgement and a recognition of my background and my ethnicity, and that I don't have to fit a mold that isn't for me. Actually, if they want, and they want me, they can fit the character to me and what suits me. Yeah, and that we all coexist in the world together, and it's a beautiful world when we actually are able to celebrate our differences and be able to love one another for those differences rather than separate it. Yeah.
This is why we love Shonda Rhimes.
Yes,
absolutely.
This is why we love Shonda Rhimes. So there's a little rumor going around, Luke, that Anthony Bridgerton is back in town.
Look at the picture we chose. We're so messy.
That's not Anthony Bridgerton. wearing,
so
he's wearing
messy
jeans.
here.
Yeah.
My goodness. So what was it like being reunited with your on-screen brother and to have Jonathan Bailey back on set?
Yes. Well, he does come back. Just,
Yes.
to confirm.
Yes.
But yeah. I mean, no, it's the beauty of the show to be able to have like those, well, to have that big family, I think, and to actually feel like when you come back, you've got that history that you've played with over, 3 seasons. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting mix. You'll find out in part 2. But it's an interesting, there's a bit of tension between them. I won't say any more than that.
I know,
but
that's
yeah.
a nice little tease.
Yeah,
We like
yeah.
that. Well, you two are already a fan favorite, judging by the way that our audience is loving you guys. They've even given you guys a nickname. So you're Benefi, am I saying that correctly? Or is it Benofi? Benefi? How do you say it?
I thought it was Benofi, but it's Benefi.
It's Benefi.
Yeah.
Banoffee pie.
It's not
Okay,
Benofi pie.
but not
Yeah.
the Benofi, it's Benefi. All right, so here's a question. If you both could pick another Bridgerton couple to share a getaway with at Benedict's cottage, who would it be?
Okay, for me,
Yes.
Yeah?
I think Colin and Penelope.
Oh, okay.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's strong
Okay.
reaction.
Yeah, that's a very strong reaction. What about you,
Yeah.
Yerin?
Gonna say Cantony, Kate and Anthony,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
maybe we can talk about different food, share cultures with Miss Kate Sharma.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I would
Yeah.
take so 2 weekends. We'll alternate it. One weekend.
One weekend.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't say too much about this, so how do I ask this carefully? There was a bit of a shocking moment for Sophie this season. And if you were, that's all I can say about it.
Yes.
So if you were in a group chat, what advice would you give her about this situationship?
You know.
Yeah, we can't say. You can't say. Okay, but you, what would you tell her?
I would say, don't succumb to that, and and I would say, know your worth. Know where you stand.
Yes. Yes. I love that. All right, so quickly, it's our last question. All right, so music is so closely associated with Bridgerton. So I'm just wondering, if you had to choose a song that would best describe season 4 of Bridgerton, what would it be? I know it's a big question.
I think related to what we were just talking about, I've got Sabrina Carpenter, Man-Child. Because I think he's got a bit of growing up to do.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
Good
that's what I'm
choice.
going with.
Good one.
That's a good one.
You are my child. I would say I'm going to throw it back to like Carole King, So Far Away.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Deep cut.
It's like an emotional thing of like feeling like he's so far away, even though he's so close, because he's a privileged nobleman, and she can't tap that.
And you heard it here first.
Yeah, you know what? Interview's over.
Yes.
That's where it's finished.
Nothing else to say after that. No, we're good.
Yerin and Luke, if you ever find your way around these parts again, please come back. We've adored having both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Part 1 of Bridgerton Season 4. It is streaming right now on Netflix.